What up, everybody? It's yours truly, Rama Screen. It's time for another celeb interview, and in the anticipation of the new movie, Secret Society of Secondborn Royals, which will premiere September 25th on Disney Plus. I am here today talking with the director of that movie, Anna Mastro. Anna, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good, good. Thank you for taking the time, and congratulations on the film.
Good. Thank you for having me. We're very excited for people to see the film.
I had the opportunity to screen it. I won't spill spoilers, but I very much enjoyed it. Now, Anna, you started out making commercials and music videos, and then you directed some of my favorite TV shows like Runaways. God, I love Runaways.
I love
And
it.
so, and then you made your feature debut with Walter. It's been a few years since Walter. So, what
Yeah.
made you decide that you want a Secret Society of Second-Born Royals to be your second directorial feature?
I mean, I had been looking for a long time, and there was a couple things I loved about this project and this opportunity. One, it was this very cool, untraditional 15-year-old girl coming of age story that was wrapped up in a Disney original IP, princess movie, action movie, kids with power, like coming of age and teens with powers. It just kind of seemed like this incredible opportunity. And I knew when I read it that it had like this cool potential and would be a great next movie for me.
Now, in Secret Society of Second-Born Royals, Peyton Elizabeth Lee plays Sam, who joins the society of other Second-Born Royals like her who also have superpowers. And so, Anna, I'm the firstborn child in my family,
Me as well. I am too.
but my little sister can attest to the fact that being second born, it has its pressures. It's a hard knock life, she would say it. So, and she might see it as living under my shadow, even though I don't see it that way. Can you explain the concept of highlighting or championing second born as lead heroes?
That was like a concept that was part of the script that was sort of invented before I kind of came into the picture. And I think there's just never been anything like it before. And strangely, Peyton Elizabeth Lee is a second born, and her older
Oh,
sister is incredible. And I think she really related to it. And funny, a lot of the execs at Disney and people who had worked on the movie were second borns as well. And
mm.
really gravitated towards never having a movie about them. And hopefully, some people will relate to that concept.
Excellent. Thank you for sharing that. What were some of the challenges of making this movie? Is it putting the visual effects in post or staging the action sequences, choreographies?
I mean, all of it. We kind of had a lot of challenges from the beginning. We had a very, like, a lower budget. We had a lot of locations. We have a lot of minors, meaning they can work limited hours, working with powers, and we had to invent a whole world. So we would have
Mm.
all these like interdepartment meetings in prep between like visual effects and post and stunts and costumes and production design, because it all had to like cohere into making this universe of Illyria, and it all had to fit into this very small timeline that we had to actually execute and film the movie. And so every day was a challenge, and everything you were talking about was an incredible challenge. We had tons of visual effects shots. We wanted the powers to feel very, very grounded. So I think figuring out what all of those looked like was like a real process. And we wanted the action to feel cool and very badass and very sophisticated, even though I'm not sure they sort of call it a proper action movie, but to us it was. And we really wanted to like honor the audience and make it very cool. And I had all these influences like X-Men First Class and Kingsman and Gladiator, like things that I really wanted to bring to a younger audience. And in the bubble of a princess movie, a Disney movie, and we're very lucky that we were like allowed to like really execute that vision well.
There's a lot of superhero movies out there these days, obviously, too many to mention. How do you convince audiences that, hey, yes, this particular genre may be saturated, but there is room for Secret Society of Second-Born Royals?
Well, I think we have like a pretty important message in the movie that a lot of kids, I think, are going to totally relate to. They can't really relate to being royal or having powers, right? But I think what they can relate to is this concept of, the things that make you different, or the things that make you feel like you don't fit in, are actually the things that make you unique and special and will help you find a place in this world. And I think that that is something young people really need to see and hear right now. And I'm hoping that they'll find that message and they'll tell their friends about it, and those friends will all watch the movie, and that it will travel that way.
Obviously, this is set up as a potential franchise. Have you guys greenlit or plan or map out the sequel yet?
Not yet.
Not yet? All right. Keeping your
Cross,
fingers crossed.
cross your fingers.
What are the challenges that female filmmakers are still facing today? Because it is the year 2020. Some progress has been made over the years, obviously, but have we reached the promised land, or are studios still more likely to give projects to male directors to handle?
I believe they are so likely. I believe it is changing finally. I believe that the way to get over the hump of it is to just create the opportunities.
Hmm.
So if more female directors are allowed to pitch on more of these type of movies or bring these projects into studios and actually execute them and be trusted with that, then it will balance itself out for sure. But I think getting the opportunity is huge, because for so long people really talked about it, but were very scared to hand over the reins of these big budget projects to female directors. And really like trust them to execute a vision. And I think now, there's a real desire to show movies that mirror the audience. And the only way to have more perspective in who's telling the stories and who's in the stories is to allow more women to make these movies. I mean, we're 51% of the population, right? So
Yes.
I think, that's give them the opportunity, and I'm not saying there's a lot of us very skilled workers out there. I'm not saying just give someone who doesn't deserve it the opportunity, but there is a lot of very professional, hardworking female filmmakers that have very much experience, and I think them just getting the opportunity to make these movies and these franchises and in these worlds with bigger budgets, you're going to see some really interesting perspectives and new, fresh movies coming out if that happens.
All right. Well, everybody, go check out Secret Society of Secondborn Royals on Disney Plus starting September 25th. Anna Mastro, thank you for talking to me. And once again, congratulations.
Okay, thank you. Bye.